Hi, everyone. My name is Annie Camiquo.
Even Weiss.
And I'm Jeff Zwiers. And in previous videos, we laid out a vision for creating, implementing, and monitoring a systemic improvement plan for multilingual learners. For this final segment, we thought we might respond to several questions that have been posted to us about this work.
I think one of the things when we talk to school districts is that they have a current plan, but it's not necessarily a plan that provides a coherent and comprehensive approach, which in turn guides all of their policies, programs, and practices for their multilingual learners. So we do see, for instance, districts now moving beyond just a compliance plan. And for instance, in California, districts are using the English Learner Roadmap principles. In New York, we see districts using their blueprint for multilingual learner success to actually create more robust plans that really lay out a vision for what they want for their multilingual learners.
When we hear this question about creating an additional plan or improving an existing plan, I really think of it as an opportunity to examine gaps that may exist in the current iteration, such as parent outreach or professional development for the leadership team. These plans are also a chance to show stakeholders, including students, what we think is important in the learning and growth of each student. In having a systemic plan, you're able to look at multiple parts in the district to make sure that all of them work together to focus on supporting multilingual students and their families.
Well, of course, one challenge that comes up is, what is effective impact? What is impact? It's defining what kinds of impacts we want for our students. Is it scores on tests? Is it grades? Or is it like the amount of talk you see in the classroom? We've seen some classrooms, they've gained great strides in the less visible impacts, but some might say they're even more important, such as social and emotional growth, relationships, student agency, identity, and even oral language use, which are kind of not as easy to put on a spreadsheet, but the impacts, especially the long-term impacts for all students and especially multilingual learners are great.
Zooming out a bit from what Jeff had mentioned around student evidence is this idea of coherence, right? Improving, being able to see impact in the classroom. So having coherence in the system is really important. For example, if the PD that was done was focused on student-to-student conversations, and the leadership team, when they do classroom walkthroughs, look at language objectives. So that is, it sends teachers mixed messages around what is important and what we're trying to improve. So really thinking about what does coherence look like in the system, from professional development to teacher support to resources, is one way to help understand and measure impact.
Well, what we've seen is that when you have quality teaching and learning for multilingual learners, then all students benefit. For example, when we see classrooms where there is authentic and purposeful communication to accomplish meaningful tasks, where teachers and students, for example, learn how language works in that order then to use that language to argue, explain, describe, form and test hypotheses and so forth, that benefits all students. So if we in turn provide excellent learning opportunities for our multilingual learners, then we'll be providing those same opportunities for all students.
Yeah, and just to build off of what Stephen said, a major major portion of this work is focused on student engagement through peer interaction. And so when this is happening, students build trusting relationships with one another and trusting relationships with the teacher. And so they work together to construct ideas, and it just prepares them for life and makes things a lot more interesting in the classroom.
If you are a school district or professional learning organization and interested in working together on answering questions like these or undertaking this kind of systemic improvement, feel free to reach out to us. Our email is ul@gse.stanford.edu.
And finally, we'd like to express our appreciation to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for their support of this work over the last 3 years.
And we hope that the insights from our work will be useful to a wide variety of educators. We look forward to hearing from you.